folks, good afternoon. Welcome back to Fishing with Kirk. So here we are at Orchard Close Fishery. So this place is a just under 3 acre lake, just on the outskirts of a town called Misterton, sort of northeast links South Donny area. So one of the subscribers, Daddy Derbs, recommended this place to me. I was kind of looking for somewhere with plenty of fish, you know, a bit of a runs water, but with a chance of a quality fish or two as well. And this kind of ticks all those boxes. So lovely lake, really well looked after. It's actually in the owner Dave's back garden, so as you can imagine, pretty well manicured and taken care of. So looking up to the top end of the lake there, so there you've got the sort of the entrance. There's a cafe, so they do a brilliant breakfast. So big up to Dawn for feeding us this morning. It was cracking. We're actually in peg 2. So I say I'm back on the bank with Dan. So I promised I'd bring him out again after we struggled at Trentview last time. So we've come to, like I say, a bit more of a runs water. Got a nice little cabin. Look at this. It's a right old treat. So instead of the bivvies, nice cabin. No electricity or anything like that, but still absolute godsend. Really clean, really tidy. And then we're just fishing off the decking. So we've been fishing about an hour and a half, and we've already had 2 fish. So I've not had a chance to even do an intro vid yet. Dan was first off the mark, so I'll try and point over my shoulder here. So we've got a couple of rods each, about, I don't know, I'd say 4/5 of the way across, so quite a long way across the lake. Right over to the reeds, it's quite silty, and we're pulling back quite a lot of rubbish on the leads. We've come back about probably 20 feet off the far bank, and we found a nice clear spot. So we've both got a rod apiece on there, and we've put quite a lot of bait on there. We've probably put 4 or 5 kilos across the 2 rods. Dan's had a fish off that already, so 14 pound common. And then these margins both sides, they look mega. Can't ignore them, they're quite deep, about 4.5 foot deep. So I've underarmed a solid bag under this bush here, and Dan's underarmed one just under this bush here. So I've had one, so my rod went off with a solid bag. I'm just about to redo it, but one of these, I've just got the house micros in it, and I've just got a crayfish wafter on, and that went off within about 10 minutes of it being in, with a lovely 17 pound common, bit of ghosty to it. So it was really lovely fish, and a great scrap right under the rod tip. So yeah, really good. 2 fish after not a long time. We're only on for 24 hours, so we are just trying to nick a bite here and there. And like I say, we've committed to pile of bait in the middle, and there are some good fish in here, just up to touching 30 pounds. So Dan's PB is 16.5 pound, so we're hoping to break that. Here he is, look, bringing the provisions. So Dan, what we caught so far?
About a 14.5, and then about a 16.5 in the margin.
Yeah, so far so good.
Both very smart commons.
Yeah. Let's see if we can get a few more. Nice one, Dan.
Feels alright.
Just watch under that platform, you don't want him to do you. I'll let you call it since it's your fish.
14.5.
14.5? Yeah. Hold on, mate. Nice one. Right. Swap sides. You can lift it up for a picture. I'll take a picture of you. strong rod seas, I just get a bit worried with small hooks
got
like
that.
close in. Did it grab the
Yes.
pot?
I thought the whole pod was going for a swim.
Yes. I did put the snag ears on, but not quite. You're common.
There she blows.
Bit nippy and tough, is this one on a little hook? You're only allowed to use a size 8 hook. So yeah, third fish, been in the water about 5 minutes. We're just chatting and the rod's just gone round right up the margin, so I'm just fishing up to the trees. That's about where I started with it. Nice mirror. Big shoulders on him. Or her, could be a lady. Did one pearl, one Jeffrey. Want to come in this one? Thank you, sir. That's a nice fish. Right then, that's about ready. I've just zeroed the scales. So brilliant, fish number 3, up that right hand margin again. I think we might have a 20-pounder, folks. What a result. We've been here about 2 hours, and yeah, hopefully we've got a 20 in the net. Unbelievable, beautiful looking fish. Let's get some pictures. Right folks, just shy of a 21-pounder. Lovely fish, probably would have been a pound or 2 heavier, I'd imagine, a week or so ago. Clearly been spawning, so I'm just putting a bit of propolis on it. So a bit of scale damage there, you can just see where it's been bashing about and spawning. Lost a couple of scales, but some of this stuff on here will just help them heal super quickly. So he's got a bit battered on that side. Beautiful fish though, I mean look at the shoulders on it, absolute beauty. And then again, just a little bit to go out on this side. So let's just put a little squirt under there. There you go, buddy. That's just going to help. There we go. 21 pound just under. So let's get him back into the lake and see if we can get another one. Right then, big fella. Let's get you back in here. Let's just hold you up until you're ready to go, mate. Little kick. Happy days, 20-pounder. Oh, hello. So fish number 4 of the session, which is cracking. We've not been fishing very long. Doesn't like a big one, but all fish are very much welcome. Tell you what, they put up a good fight in this venue. It's not a very deep venue. I think it's 6 foot at its deepest, but quite a nice depth down the margin. So you've got a good 4 feet. down the margin, so the fish feel really comfortable coming in there. So yeah, it's a nice looking fish, but scraping double figures, I think. Tell you what, he's got a right fight, hasn't he, for the size of him. There he is. So PVA bag tactics, DNA baits, wafter, one of the crayfish range. So yeah, cracking, fish number 4. He's away again. Unbelievable. How long had that been in the water? 2 minutes? Yeah, straight off on the baited spot. That had been in the water 2 or 3 minutes. Just literally put it back in and it's just gone off straight away again. Hopefully it's carp o'clock, folks. I'm catching these on the spicy fish wafters. So all of these are coming 12mm spicy fish wafter over that bed of bait that we put out earlier on. Right folks, it's 6:15. Dan's just had 2 in 2 minutes, literally, from the longest spot over the baited area. So great news. Hopefully they're getting down for a bit of a munch for the evening. So I'm just going to go around with a bucket full. In here we've got a bit of a combination of sweet corn, lake pellet, some boilies, and some of the smart liquid pineapple flavour. So I'm going to go across. I'm going to wang that out over the 2 rods. Probably got another 3 kilos of bait there. So we're going to keep it going in and hope we can catch some of the bigger fish into the evening. Right, folks, 8 o'clock. We've had 6, amazing, up to just under £21. And we've lost a couple as well. We've had a couple of dropped runs, which is a little bit strange, but you are only allowed to use barbless hooks here, which is absolutely fine, but you know, sometimes you do lose the odd fish in doing that. So yeah, we've caught probably half and half. We've had half the fish down the margins and we've had half the fish over the baited spot. But we've still got another 12 hours left, so we've got to be off for 9 o'clock in the morning. So again, fishing for thick end of 12 hours. So I'm hopeful overnight the fish are just going to drop into that slightly deeper water and scoop up that bait and give us a few more bites into darkness. So fingers crossed. Right, look at this. This is why it's called danvsfood. This is just, we've already had tea, right? These are just the snacks. So, load of Walker's crisps, 2 stacks of Pringles, some beer, load of chocolate, some saurine, look at that, and then about 1 million packs of biscuits. So, there you go. We've only come for 24 hours as well. Right folks, just hooked fish number 9, just after 8 o'clock, just after I'd done that evening update. Rod over the baited areas, just whistled off, a load of bubbles have come off the spot, so hopefully we've got one of the big ones. Just lift yours. Yeah, that's it, yeah. Nice common. What I was saying, look at this. You don't want it round the back of that island, do you? Yeah, I might need to rethink what I was doing in the bait. Ah, because you tightened it up too much. Yeah. That was nearly a big splash, wasn't it? Well, that went off, didn't it? All the bubbles. Okay. It's 11 o'clock. We're both just nodding off in our chairs, and Dan's right hand rod's just gone off, so the one over the baited area. So yeah, see what we've got in the end. So Dan's just had a comment. Sorry, how rude. It's 3 o'clock in the morning. Dan's just had one. We've just got it in the net, put it back in, and my margin rod's just gone off straight away. So a bit of a feeding spell at the minute. Let's see what we've got. Mad, isn't it? Just have a little feeding spell, because those fish were nowhere near each other. A bit bigger. There we go, folks. There's the fish there. After a nice battle, we've put approximately a 1 ounce rod in the net. Fantastic. Right, folks, so Dan has had about 5 fish on his middle rod, and I've not had a single fish. So the only real difference that I can see is that my rig is fishing about a 7-8 inch sort of hair rig there, whereas Dan's rig, we've set him up on probably 18 inches. Because the silt's quite deep, so I'm thinking that the lead's going into the silt and probably dragging my hook bait into the silt as well. So I'm just going to try swap this one over onto a longer rig as well, and see if that makes any difference to the catch rates. Right, so in true Blue Peter style, I've got one here, probably getting on for 18 inches long. It's got a crayfish DNA bug wafter, very, very similar to the 11mm feed pellets. So going to try and match the hatch, longer rig, see if we can get a bite and catch Dan up. He's 2 fish ahead, so all to play for. Don't worry, that wasn't a hurricane or an earthquake. It was one of the freight trains that keep coming through. Right, so that rod's out over the spot. Hit the clip, got the back lead on. Try get another bit of sleep before the next bite. Early morning wake up fish, so it's 6:30, started to rain, not ideal, but just had a fish on my middle rod. Not you. You're right. Yeah. A double take.
Matchy matchy.
Matchy matchy. Probably need to move slightly that way. But if you get there, fish each there. Yeah?
Yeah.
Right, bring one in. You ready? Yeah. Right. Yeah. Right folks, good morning. Orchard Close Fishery, Tuesday morning. Double take, about 6:30 this morning, so fantastic fishing for the last 24 hours. Had loads of fish. I think we're up to about 15 or 16 now, up to 21 pounds, so definitely recommend coming for 24 hours at least on the bank. Fantastic venue, great owners, great food, lovely setup and some cracking fish to boot. So until next time, tight lines. Had an insult to injury on his already impressive tally of 8 versus my paltry 6. Fish number 9 for Dan. We just started to think about slowly packing up. We're trying to get away for 9. It's about 7:30 now. And yeah, of course, his rod ripped off. Kind of interesting though. We've got 2 rods fishing probably 12 feet apart. The only real difference is Dan's been fishing a slightly longer rig for the majority of the trip, and he's had a spicy fish wafter on for the duration, whereas I've gone for a DNA baits crayfish wafter, which really mimics the 11mm feed pellets that are going in the lake. So matching the hatch, not really worked, but they've really homed in on the spicy fish pellet. I think, boilie, sorry. I mean, I think it's quite silty. They're probably digging around in the sill, and those do really stink. So I think they're probably sniffing those out a little better than the wafters. So yeah, it's definitely one thing that we've learned is longer rigs on here. It's silty, so Dave the owner told me in parts it's up to a foot deep in silt. So what we've done is we've fished rigs that are over a foot in depth, so even if the rig plummets, you know, 6, 8, 10 inches into the silt, we're still able to present a bait on top of the silt. That's worked really well for us. Interestingly, where we fed the majority of bait, so it's actually 9.5 wraps in front of peg 2. We've fed probably 7 or 8 kilos of pellets and boilies. Really all we've caught there are a volume of smaller fish, so the biggest fish we've had off that line is actually 14 pound. Had loads between 10 and 14, but we've not had anything bigger. The bigger fish have actually come off my margin here, so just under around a PVA bag, scattering the boilies and pellets over the top, not a lot of bait. It's got the 21 and the 16.5 early in the session. So really interestingly, we've not had a fish from Dan's margin, which looks pretty carpy under that tree. He's not had a bite there, but he's had tons of bites out over that baited area. So really interesting, really enjoyed it. We've not gone longer than two hours without a bite or a fish, which probably got bags under my eyes, but look, that's why we come fishing, right? So yeah, thanks to Daddy Derbs for the recommendation. My turn, another packer upper. He's just gone to the car to take some stuff away. I think I've cheated. It was a right run.
What's going on here?
Nothing.
Breakfast!
Breakfast! Nothing.
Nothing to see here.
Nothing to see here. Tried for a late run to catch you up. The right run. He's trying to get around the back of the island. Oh. See the bubbles there?
Oh yeah. Never heard it.
I did. I was happily backing up. It was just a one-toner. Hey. That was a bit quick, wasn't it? Something like that. I think it's common. Mirrors don't do that. That'll come off then.
Hey.
Oh, ghosty.
Wow.
That's why it's going mental. Pass me the net, please, sir. in the back. There we go.
On 14?
Yeah. Take that.